And the rest of tonight for whatever feels right. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. One day we'll look back, just shaking our heads. But right now we're too fast to slow down just yet. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. Just acting our age. There's people here that I just met, but we're acting like we go back. It's 3 a.m., but we ain't done yet. Trying our best to make it last. Freedom running through us like an open. We're too high on being young and got the rest of our lives for the rest of our lives. And the rest.
It is a snowy and blustery day in the city of brotherly love. As we welcome you to Lincoln Finance. Field in Philadelphia. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Miami Dolphins. The snow continuing to pile up at game time. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. First carry for Adrian Peterson. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Second down, Bradford. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. I'm just looking side by side at Diggs' number, rookie year versus sophomore year a season ago, 52. Catches as a rook, 84 last year, but something you pointed out to me, yards per catch is off a bit, isn't it?
It is, and you know, his first year, he was known a little bit more as a big play threat. This past season, adjusting to a new quarterback in Sam Bradford, that number went down by about 3 yards per catch, but he can be an explosive type of a receiver. Look at the last 2 games of the regular season, well over 100 yards in both.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. About set to go now in snowy Philadelphia. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Here comes Grant on the return. Hopping over the top. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Landry now in motion right. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And Cameron has it over the middle. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Seven yards to go on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And it's caught by the tight end, Cameron. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit,
they dump off underneath to Ajayi. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
To the air again, Tannehill. It's caught, Stills, right side. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Damian Williams, 26 yards. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Play fake here on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. Snap count through the defense off. 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment, defense. Still third down.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. On third down, Bradford. A dump down to McKinnon. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Adrian Peterson off to the races. Touchdown, Vikings. Adrian Peterson, 62 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Here comes Grant on the return. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. To throw on second down is Tannehill. Drops it off to Ajayi. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Andrew Sendejo in on the stop.
For someone who piled up the yardage that Jay Ajayi did in 2016, I think it was a strange type of a year. How many runners do you know that will end the season with more 200-yard games on the ground than 100-yard games and end up over 1,000?
Very, very strange. 3 200-yard games, just 1 100-yard game. All in all, though, how do you see a season? A rough start, but looked pretty good in the end.
Rough start, but a really good offensive line that continues to grow. I think the future's really bright for Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins next season.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 20. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. So they go out of the gun, try to delay it on the draw, but nothing there.
Yeah, good play by the defense there. They sniffed it out and made sure there were no gaps for him to run. If you're the offense, though, you have to think to yourself, maybe I go play action down the road.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Hard throw, incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. And fourth down coming up. So now on fourth down, on trots the Dolphins field goal unit and Andrew Franks. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
You know, for this Vikings team, as they come back out here on offense, I don't know that any group had more of a roller coaster ride than them in the 2016 season. The quarterback change at the beginning, the hot start, and then the cold middle. It was just a tough year for them, wasn't it?
It really was, and when you look at how their season went, you mentioned the roller coaster. A lot of it can come back to the injuries, especially along the offensive line. I think by around October, maybe even early November, I'm surprised you and I didn't get a call to go audition to be a left tackle there because they were just down so many guys. So that made it difficult to run the ball and to protect Sam Bradford, their quarterback, and it reflected in their final record. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On second down, Peterson. A little 360. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run, combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
Still first down.
So following the penalty, now 1st and 5. They run again with Peterson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it'll be first down Vikings.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage. And we're still in the second quarter.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to success.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On first down, it's Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the... Ball loose and brings up second down. Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. L.A. a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have two with the move from San Diego to L.A. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to less culture shock, less, obviously geography, the whole deal. But it's a transition that still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played one season as such.
Here's Tannehill over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Tannehill. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the return.